A new report once again raising alarms on global warming here, whether or not it is melting the icebergs in the Arctic or triggering storms like Hurricane Sandy. It caused billions of dollars in damage. Well, the New York Times says that a draft report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change finds it's at least 95% certain that humans are mostly to blame for the Earth's warming. Now, the Times reports the document warns that sea levels could rise by more than 3 feet if greenhouse emissions are not reduced. I want to bring in Chad Myers to explain this to us, because originally, the last report, it was we are 90% certain it's mostly caused by humans. Now it's up to 95%. Seems like there's no question here of who's to blame.
This comes out every 6 years, and the report back in 1995 said 50-50. So we've gone from 50-50 to 70 to 90 to 95, which means that the scientists now believe there's only a 5% chance that it could be anything else other than human-induced global warming because of the carbon dioxide, the burning of fossil fuels. It's just that simple. Our carbon dioxide number at Hawaii this year was over 400 parts per million for the very first time. What this does not take into account is if the permafrost melts in the Arctic, if it thaws, and we release methane into the atmosphere. Methane is 20 times more powerful of a global heating atmosphere molecule than CO2. We're going to have to watch that methane release if it does happen. Here's the deal. Climates have been changing for hundreds of thousands of years. They just have. The desert in Africa used to not be a desert, but it's changed. But changes have happened over thousands of years. The change that we're seeing from here back in the 60s, the 50s, where things were up and down, some below normal years, back to 1977 and 78, where we have not had a below normal year ever. In fact, the last below normal month was in 1985. So if you were born from 1978 or to the present, you've never seen a below normal month. Now, people talk about global climates. My global climate is 3 miles from my house, because I go to Publix, I go to Kroger, and I go to Target. That's my 3 miles. But we're talking about global, which means everywhere around the globe. So just because it was a cold New York City month last month doesn't mean it was cold in Antarctica, in Africa, or for that matter, even in all of Asia. Guys.